Born on November 22, 2007, in Hong Kong, Celine Tam entered the world with a name that carried a powerful connection to music history. Her parents named her after the legendary singer Celine Dion, hoping that one day their daughter might share the same passion and dedication for music. But what made Celine's journey special was not simply her name. It was the extraordinary determination she showed from a very young age. While many children were discovering hobbies and playing games, Celine was already developing a deep relationship with music. She began singing when she was only 3 years old, and her parents quickly noticed that her voice had something unusual. It was not just her ability to hit difficult notes, but the emotion and confidence she brought to every performance. Her father, Dr. Steve Tam, who had a strong background in music education, became one of her biggest supporters and mentors. He helped guide her vocal training, teaching her the importance of technique, discipline, and expressing feelings through songs. Her mother also played an important role, supporting Celine through long practice sessions and the challenges that came with pursuing such a demanding dream. The family understood that developing a young talent required sacrifice. They invested time, energy, and resources into helping Celine improve, believing that her passion deserved to be encouraged. However, behind the beautiful performances was a family trying to find the right balance between chasing a dream and allowing a child to enjoy a normal childhood. A family's sacrifice. Behind the dream. Celine Tam's early success did not happen overnight. Behind every confident performance was a family that worked tirelessly to help her grow. Her father was not only her teacher but also the person who encouraged her to believe in herself. He spent countless hours helping her practice, improving her breathing, strengthening her voice, and preparing her for the pressure of performing in front of audiences. Her mother supported the journey by creating a stable environment where Celine could focus on developing her talent. The family's commitment meant making difficult choices. They traveled between cities, searched for opportunities, and adjusted their lives around Celine's musical goals. While these experiences opened doors, they also meant leaving behind some of the simple routines that many children enjoy. Celine's parents understood that talent alone was not enough. A performer needed confidence, experience, and the ability to handle the emotions that come with being on stage. Her first major recognition came through children's singing competitions in Hong Kong, where audiences were surprised by the strength and maturity of her voice. Many people could not believe that such a young child could perform with such control and emotion. These early achievements gave Celine confidence and encouraged her family to explore even bigger opportunities. However, they also introduced them to the realities of the entertainment world. The family began learning that success brought not only applause but also pressure, expectations, and the responsibility of protecting a young performer's happiness along the way. The moment the world discovered Celine's voice, Celine Tam's biggest breakthrough arrived when she stepped onto the stage of America's Got Talent in 2017. At just 9 years old, she stood in front of millions of viewers and faced a panel of judges who had seen countless performers before her. Many expected a cute performance from a talented child, but what happened next surprised everyone. Celine chose to sing "My Heart Will Go On," a song famously associated with Celine Dion, the artist who inspired her name. From the first notes, it became clear that this was not an ordinary performance. Her voice carried emotion and confidence far beyond her age. The judges were impressed by her control, her stage presence, and the courage she showed while performing such a challenging song. The audience responded with excitement, and the performance became one of the memorable moments of her early career. For Celine, the experience was more than just a competition. It was proof that years of practice and dedication had prepared her for a global stage. Her journey continued as she performed again and received a golden buzzer from guest judge Laverne Cox, a moment that became unforgettable for the young singer and her family. Watching the celebration unfold, Celine's parents experienced a mixture of pride and emotion. They had witnessed their daughter's dream becoming reality. But as her popularity grew, they also became aware that fame at such a young age came with challenges that required careful decisions. The hidden challenges behind young stardom. While audiences saw the smiles, applause, and incredible performances, Celine Tam's family was also dealing with the difficult side of growing fame. Becoming known around the world at such a young age brought new responsibilities and expectations. Every performance carried pressure because people began expecting the same level of perfection each time. Her parents started thinking deeply about how to protect Celine from the demands of the entertainment industry while allowing her to continue pursuing her passion. They noticed that a young performer could easily become overwhelmed if life became focused only on work and success. Like many parents of talented children, they faced the challenge of creating balance. Celine needed time to study, spend time with friends, and experience the ordinary moments of childhood that help shape a person. Her family realized that supporting her dream did not mean pushing her endlessly. Instead, it meant listening to her needs and making sure music remained something she loved rather than something that became a burden. These lessons became an important part of Celine's journey. Her parents learned that protecting a child's happiness was just as important as developing their talent. The experience changed the way they approached her career. Instead of focusing only on opportunities, they began focusing on creating a healthier path where Celine could grow as both an artist and a young person. This balance became one of the most important lessons from her journey, growing beyond competitions and finding her own identity. After gaining international attention, Celine Tam continued exploring new opportunities and developing as an artist. She performed on different stages, collaborated with other young singers, and continued building her confidence as a performer. One of the important parts of her growth was learning that she was more than just the little girl with a powerful voice. She wanted audiences to recognize her personality, creativity, and individuality. Her performances showed that she could connect with people through emotion, not just vocal ability. Over time, she expanded her musical experiences and learned from every opportunity. Competing internationally exposed her to different styles of performers and helped her understand the importance of adapting and improving. She also built a connection with fans through social media, where she shared performances and moments from her life beyond the stage. This allowed people to see the person behind the talent, a young artist who enjoyed music but also valued family, friendships, and personal growth. Her father continued to guide her, but the focus shifted toward creating balance. Education and personal development remained important parts of her life. The family understood that a successful future in music required patience and growth, not rushing into every opportunity. Celine's story became a reminder that behind every young performer is a family making choices, facing challenges, and learning along the way. Her journey was never only about fame or recognition. It was about discovering a passion, protecting that passion, and allowing a talented young girl to grow into the artist she wanted to become. From child prodigy to a young artist finding her path. As Celine Tam continued growing, her journey began to move beyond the image of a young girl with an extraordinary voice. The world had first discovered her as a child performer with incredible talent, but she slowly started showing that she was becoming a more complete artist. She explored different styles of music, worked with other performers, and gained valuable experience that helped her mature. The biggest challenge for many young stars is finding an identity beyond the moment that made them famous, and Celine faced that same challenge. She had to discover who she wanted to be as an artist, while carrying the expectations that came from her early success. Her parents played an important role in helping her navigate this stage of life. Instead of focusing only on bigger stages and more attention, they encouraged her to continue learning and developing naturally. Celine also began understanding that being a performer was not just about having a great voice. It was about storytelling, connecting with audiences, and expressing emotions honestly. Over the years, she gained confidence through live performances and collaborations, proving that her talent was not limited to one memorable audition. She continued sharing music with fans while also experiencing the normal challenges of growing up. Like any teenager, she had to balance responsibilities, friendships, education, and personal interests. This period became an important chapter because it allowed Celine to move away from being seen only as a child sensation. She was becoming a young artist with her own goals, ideas, and dreams. Her story showed that early success does not define a person completely. Instead, it becomes the foundation for future growth. The lessons her family learned along the way. The journey of raising a young performer taught Celine Tam's family many important lessons. In the beginning, their focus was on creating opportunities and helping her talent reach the world. But as time passed, they realized that success required more than training and hard work. It required emotional support, patience, and understanding. Her parents learned that children with extraordinary abilities still need space to make mistakes, discover themselves, and enjoy everyday experiences. They became more careful about choosing opportunities that matched Celine's growth and happiness. This change in perspective helped create a healthier relationship between music and family life. Instead of seeing every performance as a step toward greater fame, they began seeing each experience as a chance for Celine to learn and enjoy her passion. The family story became relatable to many parents who support talented children. Behind every young performer are people making difficult decisions about education, career choices, and personal well-being. Celine's parents understood that protecting her childhood was not a barrier to success. It was part of building a strong foundation for the future. Their approach allowed Celine to continue loving music without feeling trapped by expectations. Over time, she developed a stronger sense of independence and began understanding her own ambitions. The lessons her family learned became just as important as the achievements themselves. They discovered that the greatest support they could provide was not simply helping her reach a stage, but helping her remain happy and confident once she arrived there. A new chapter begins with Bruno Mars' story. While Celine Tam's journey represents the challenges of growing up as a young musical talent, another unforgettable story in music belongs to Bruno Mars, an artist whose path to success was shaped by determination, resilience, and years of hard work. Born Peter Jean Hernandez on October 8, 1985 in Honolulu, Hawaii, Bruno grew up surrounded by music. His family was filled with performers, and from a very young age, he was exposed to different styles, rhythms, and traditions. His father was a musician, his mother was a singer and dancer, and their home was a place where creativity was encouraged. Bruno's connection to performing began when he was just a child. Inspired by legends of the past, especially Elvis Presley, he started entertaining audiences at a very young age. His natural confidence on stage made it clear that performing was more than a hobby. It was something deeply connected to who he was. As a child, he appeared in local performances and gained attention for his ability to capture the energy of famous entertainers. However, behind those early moments of excitement was a family dealing with challenges. When Bruno was still young, his parents separated, and his life became much less stable. The family's circumstances changed dramatically, forcing him to experience hardships that shaped his personality and determination. Those difficult years taught him independence and persistence. Instead of allowing those struggles to stop him, Bruno used them as motivation. After finishing school, he moved to Los Angeles to pursue music professionally, carrying with him the lessons he learned from his childhood experiences. The long road before global fame, Bruno Mars' rise to international success, was not immediate. When he arrived in Los Angeles as a teenager, he faced the same struggles many aspiring musicians experience: rejection, uncertainty, and the pressure of trying to make a name for himself. Early opportunities did not turn into instant success, and his first record deal did not lead to the career he hoped for. However, Bruno continued writing, performing, and improving his craft. One of the turning points came when he began working with other talented songwriters and producers. Before becoming a worldwide star himself, he helped create songs for other artists, learning the business side of music while developing his own sound. These years behind the scenes helped shape the artist audiences would eventually know. Bruno combined influences from classic soul, funk, pop, R&B, and rock, creating music that felt both familiar and fresh. When he finally released his own songs, listeners quickly noticed his unique style. Hits like Just the Way You Are, Grenade, and Locked Out of Heaven introduced him as an artist who could combine powerful vocals, memorable melodies, and impressive performances. His albums became major successes, and his energetic live shows helped establish him as one of the most respected entertainers of his generation. However, fame also brought criticism, public attention, and difficult moments. Bruno learned that reaching the top of the music industry meant facing challenges beyond creating songs. Like Celine's family discovered, success required learning how to handle pressure while staying focused on personal growth and artistic passion, handling fame, criticism, and building a legacy. As Bruno Mars became one of the biggest names in music, he experienced both incredible achievements and public challenges. His album 24K Magic and the hit song Uptown Funk helped define a major period in modern pop music, bringing classic funk and soul influences back into the spotlight. His performances earned worldwide recognition, and he became known for his dedication to live entertainment and his attention to detail. However, with success came debates about artistic influence, musical inspiration, and the responsibility that comes with drawing from different cultural traditions. Some critics questioned how artists should approach influences from the past, while others praised Bruno for celebrating musical styles that shape generations. Throughout these discussions, Bruno largely focused on his work rather than allowing controversy to define him. He continued creating music, performing for fans, and developing his artistic identity. His approach showed that a long career is built not only on talent but also on patience and the ability to move forward. In many ways, his story connects with Celine Tam's journey. Both artists learned that talent opens doors, but maintaining success requires emotional strength, support systems, and the ability to adapt. Celine's family learned to protect a young artist's happiness, while Bruno learned to protect his creative vision. Their journeys reveal different sides of the music world, from childhood dreams to global recognition. Behind every successful performer are years of preparation, challenges, and decisions that audiences rarely see. Ultimately, both stories remind us that true success is not only measured by fame or achievements, but by the ability to continue growing while staying connected to the passion that started it all.